forest thing, but it's cool because like there's this story behind it where like our main like mythological guy Finn McCool, some giant was coming over from Scotland. Finn McCool is also my rap name, incidentally.
What's
But
the name again?
it's called the Giant's Causeway, and it's because this giant came over from Scotland.
Oh,
Oh, you looking at pictures?
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's slick. I would recommend people look it
Oh
up.
shit.
Um, yeah, he came over to like fuck up our country, and the way Finn McCool defeated him was by he dressed up as a baby, and then when the giant saw him, he was like, "Wow, if this is how big their babies are, the grown-up ones must be really huge." And then he left. So our like, I think it shows a lot about the Irish mentality, where like other cultures have like great warriors as their heroes, and our like greatest hero is a guy who dressed up like a baby to, to trick a giant.
Dude, that is so like creative.
Mm.
It's like a non-violence way to resolve things with your brains. You know, that's why I like. That's why I say Vietnamese people, Irish people are alike, because you know, back in the day when we have the war with the you know, like the Chinese, like this is not the Chinese, it's like the Imperial Chinese.
Yeah.
Like we there's a, I mean, this is like so crazy. Like there's a war, and the enemy is coming in with their like their navy, and then we wait for the tide to go up. We lure them in, and when the tides go down, there's like these stick that we stuck down in the river.
Yeah, the pike.
The pike. So like when the tides go down, like the enemy is stuck in there, so like, they couldn't do shit. But like this is like 1,000 years ago. Like these motherfuckers are like out there stuck in pikes under the, you know, under like the waterbed, and then when it comes in, it's stuck in there, and it just fucking.
Yeah, I would not be able to come up with that shit now, even with like 1,000.
I know, right?
Yeah, even with like rising water level, you know.
Yeah, that's just crazy, you know. So exactly,
That's fucking genius.
like Finn McCool.
Yeah,
Finn McCool is a genius. He's a baby genius.
Yeah, I wish we had tried the baby thing when the British invaded it. If we all dressed like babies, that would have they would have just gotten freaked out and left. But or the pike thing would have been good as well. We don't have as many rivers, I don't think, but we could have improvised. We could have done something.
Yeah.
I think because we did the pike thing twice.
It worked the first time.
Yeah, it worked the first time, and then 300 years, you know, like some guy just browsing history of the last dynasty. Man, this guy got some interesting tab going on. Pikes under the river. Ooh.
Was it the Chinese again this time? Was it Imperial?
It was the Mongols, but
Mongols.
they conquered China. They were ruling China at the time, and I'm pretty sure the Chinese didn't remind them. You know, like fuck you. You know.
They definitely did pass on the books.
Because they could have helped out, but they're like, fuck these guys. They invaded us. We're not gonna help them invade Vietnam. That'd be crazy.
We're just gonna steer them to the wrong direction.
Definitely, yeah.
This one time, but this is so like classic Vietnamese. This one time, we know the enemy is coming in. We abandon our capital, so we move people away. So when the enemies come in, they got no food, no people, no money, no nothing. They're just stuck in there for like 3 months, and then they're like hungry as shit. And then like 3 months later, we storm in and we beat the shit out of them. It's just like a weight game, you know.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. You gotta rig it so they're all like hungry, they're just thinking about food, and then you just come and fuck them up.
Scorch earth policy.
That's like, man.
It's good, yeah. Like, and obviously, you're gonna take so Matthew, you're gonna take Leo to like the workmans and all the pubs and.
Is there like a big sports scene? Like I love football. Is there a big?
There's some great sports like soccer teams and stuff. We have Bohemians are a very popular one. They're kind of like the cool kids football team. You know, if you go to around Phibsborough, which is kind of like one of the cool parts of Dublin, there's a bunch of murals for them and everything. So I would take you probably to a Bows game if you wanted to see that. That's what we call them, the Bows.
Yeah, and are you gonna take Leo to see some gay leagues as well?
Yeah,
Some
we have our own sports. We improved.
I'm,
The
I'm,
British
I'm,
were there playing football, just kicking it around.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued.
It's like the British were all playing soccer, and then an Irish guy just came along and like picked up the ball, and they were like, "You're not allowed to do that," and we were like, "Fuck you! Yeah, we're gonna."
Holy shit! It's the. Oh man, this is interesting.
Yeah, and then we also have another game, hurling, which is like it's like hockey, but you can pick up the ball. All of our sports are just based on taking other sports and picking up the ball.
You Irish people are very hands on.
Yes, we take a hands-on.
Very hands on.
Hands-on approach.
Like very outside the box. Why only use your feet? You know.
Yeah.
What's your hands for?
Yeah, we're basically because we either use all our hands or our feet, but never both. You know, and because we have that, and then we have river dance, and that's just the feet. But you can never do the two together.
Oh man, amazing! Can't wait to visit. What were your experience doing the Edinburgh festival?
Edinburgh Festival. Oh, it's great. That was probably the best
beautiful.
time I had doing comedy, honestly. That was like, because it's the only time when, like, comedy is really fun, but it doesn't, you never feel like, musicians are like cool guys, I feel.
Yeah.
Like, everyone looks up to them.
Yeah.
Comedians never feel like that. I'm always a little bit ashamed that I'm a comedian.
Hey man.
Yeah, it's not like it's not something you can't come out to people. You know, like you're in a group of friends. You know, you have the guy with his guitar. Like, yeah, I'm gonna play a song, and you're like, I'm a comic, and you're like, tell us a joke.
Give me something. I'm an
Yes.
improv. Give me something.
That's the thing, is that you're just like, no, that's not you, because they're like, when I tell someone I'm a comedian, I immediately imagine that they like scan back through all of our conversations to think of how funny I was. You know, so but in the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, you're like the coolest thing there. It's all the comedians are like the rulers of the city for the month, you know.
This is really amazing. Like I am interested in how the Edinburgh Festival got so big. You know, like what makes it the best festival in the world?
It's crazy. It's probably it's so much bigger than any other fringe festival. Like there's nowhere else where like an entire city is just taken over by artists and everything. I have no idea how it happened, because like you're saying, it's so huge, but I think it's the only thing it's the kind of thing that could only ever happen once, you know. No one else would ever let this happen to their city, but Edinburgh we're just cool about it, you know. So yeah, you did it as well, didn't you?
I did, a couple times. Like I didn't do like a show, a solo run. I was just doing spots.
That's just being there is the company of the
because
it's a whole month.
It's a whole month.
It's a month.
Holy shit.
And you're doing like, because you do your own show if you want, and then you can get spots all around town. So you're getting up. There's some days where I was getting up at like 9 and doing a spot, and then going up like 9 a.m. and then going over and doing another spot at noon, and then another spot at like 3, and then out flyering for my show for like 4 hours, and then doing my show at like 9 o'clock, and then doing a show at like 2 in the morning. So I did that for like the first week, and then I just hit a wall where I was like, you need to sleep at some point, Matthew. And then after that,
it's like a rush, you know.
Yeah, I was waking up at like 4 p.m. after that. I was like so drained by the end of it. My whole sleep schedule was fucked. But it's great because it's like all of your friends live within a 5-minute walk from you. So you kind of feel like you're on like the TV show Friends or something, where you can just wander into somebody's apartment with no advance notice, just hang out.
So it's definitely like accessible, right? It's like very open for comics of all level. You would say
there's like a Facebook group you can join, and that's where you can like sign up for spots and stuff.
And pretty much anybody. Is he good? Pretty much anybody who has the time and money as well, like money to fly over and get accommodation, can get a show if they want to. So it's something that it's weird because not a lot of people based in America do it, and I think it's a shame because it really.
Yeah, I know. Like it's when I heard about it, I was like, I mean, this is This is like the Coachella of comedy, you know?
Yeah, and the hardest thing in America is getting stage time. And here you can do you can probably do like an hour comedy total every day or two, you know?
Damn.